Hello aspirants, welcome to LaExcellence. In this video, we are going to discuss about the current affairs for the beginners from the Hindu newspaper. Before going into today's topics, let us discuss the questions which are given yesterday. The first question is, which of the following are correct with regard to string of pearls? Before dealing with the question, we will see what is string of pearls. String of pearls is a geopolitical theory related to potential Chinese intentions in the Indian Ocean region. China is trying to trap India through different bases around its neighboring countries. China is creating a ring around India which is named as string of pearls. We have to know one thing here is the term string of pearls has never been used by the official Chinese government sources. This term is mainly used in the India's media. So, the string of pearls refers to the network of Chinese military and commercial facilities and relationship along its sea lines of communication which extend from the Chinese mainland up to Sudan port. In this string of pearls policy, China is backing ports projects in countries like Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Maldives, etc. to ring India through its naval bases. China made a naval port in Gwadar, which is located in Pakistan, as a part of China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, which also known as CPEC. This port will help China to tackle India from west side during any warlike situation. Other ports which are included in the string of pearls are the Hambantota port in Sri Lanka and Chittagong port in Bangladesh, Sitwe in Myanmar, and recently in Maldives also China established its port. So let us come back to our question. Which of the following is incorrect with regard to string of pearls? Option 1 is it is a network of ports which China is building from eastern coast to western Asia. This option is correct. It is China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Here CP is different from the string of pearls. We already discussed about that. So this option is wrong. The third one is string of pearls are widespread from Strait of Hormuz to Strait of Malacca. This one is correct. And the fourth one is Morova, Maldives is a part of string of pearls. This one also correct. So the question asked about incorrect statements. So option A is the correct answer here. Let us see the second question. Infrastructure Leasing and Financial Services, that is IL&FS, is a RBI Registered Core investment company formed by. This is formed by Central Bank of India, Housing Development Financial Corporation, that is HDFC, and UTI, that is Union Trust of India. So the option here is D, that is 1, 2 and 3. Coming to our first article, Quantifying Development. This article deals with NITI Aayog's report. So it comes under General Studies Paper 2 under Constitutional and Statutory Bodies. To track the achievement of United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, those are SDGs, NITI Aayog published a report recently. In this report, NITI Aayog has ranked every state based on its performance on 13 SDGs. The index score is between 0 to 100. Among the states, Kerala and Himachal Pradesh are best performers with an SDG score of 69. And among the Union Territories, Chandigarh is leading the list. The aim of the index is to instill competition among states to improve their performance across social indicators. From the map, we can see Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Himachal Pradesh. These are some good performance, whereas UP, Bihar and Assam are getting very slower rate. The average score here is 55.5. Coming to the next article. From this article, we will see what is government order and what is NGT. This article comes under General Studies Paper 2 under Governance as well as under various bodies. We all know that the legislature is given the responsibility of making laws for the country. The MPs will discuss various factors of the law on the floor of the parliament and will then pass the law. But usually they give a good outline to the law only. They don't go into the minute details about how exactly the law should be implemented. Mostly because they don't have time or they don't know the exact working of the administrative machinery of the government. So they delegate a part of their legislation to the executive. Now the executive can make ground rules for proper implementation of the law. So the minute details of the administration is given by the executive itself, and some of these orders are called executive orders. Those are also known as government orders. These orders are to help for the better clarity in administration and are without specific legislature approval but are within the bounds of specific acts. Passing of GST bill is an act, whereas demonetization is an executive order. Using the powers given in Reserve Bank of India Act, that is RBI Act, the central government on the recommendation of Central Board of Directors of Reserve Bank of India had declared that bank notes of the existing series will be demonetized. Let me give one more example here about National Food Security Act. The Parliament passed the law saying food grains should be given to the population that needs it. That's all. There is no mention on how exactly this should be achieved. For this, the government gave some executive orders. Those are: make rules for the minimum selling price for the procurement of the seeds, who should deliver the seeds to the ration shops, and who should be the in charge of the field operations, and etc. These minute details which needs clarification for a better implementation is given through executive order, but these are still under the broader act, that is NFSA, which is legislated by the parliament. We have to be clear that this executive order is different from the ordinance making power of president. The ordinance making power of president is given in Article 123 of Indian Constitution. It can be used when the parliament is not in session and there is an urgent need for some policy change or new policy. So we have to understand the difference between act, ordinances and the government order. We may get a doubt that which is greater, a government act or a government order. An act should be passed by the legislature, whereas a government order need not get any approval from the legislature. So obviously a government act has more power than an order of government. Now let us see what is National Green Tribunal, which is also known as NGT. So the NGT was established in 2010 under the National Green Tribunal Act 2010 passed by the central government. The main objective of the central government was to provide a specialized forum for effective and speedy disposal of cases pertaining to environmental protection. The principal bench of NGT has been established in New Delhi. It has its 4 regional branches. There are 7 acts which comes under legal jurisdiction of National Green Tribunal. Those are the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974, the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Cess Act, that is 1977, and the Forest Conservation Act of 1980, the Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1981, and the Environment Protection Act 1986, and the Public Liability Insurance Act of 1991, and the final one is the Biological Diversity Act of 2002. See, for the prelims, it is very important to know all these acts. In the options, sometimes it will be given that the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972 also comes under this jurisdiction of NGT, but it's wrong. So we have to be clear which acts comes under jurisdiction of NGT and which does not come. So the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972 and the Indian Forest Act of 1927 will not come under this NGT. The chairperson for this NGT is a retired judge of Supreme Court headquartered in Delhi. This question is given in 2018 prelims. So please read the question and answer it and put your answer in the comment box. Coming to the next article, that is controversial exit. This article comes under General Studies Paper 2 under International Relations. Mainly from the prelims point of view, West Asia is very important. Every year one question is coming on the map based on this West Asia. Since this article deals with Syria, we will see the bordering countries of Syria. The bordering countries of Syria are Iraq, Turkey, Lebanon, Israel, Jordan. So in this regard, we will see what are Syrian crisis. The primary reason is the conflict between Shia Islam and Sunni Islam people in Syria. Sunni and the Shia are the two major denominations of Islamic region, with Saudi Arabia regarding itself as the leader of Sunni Muslims and Iran as the protector of Shia Muslims. The West Asian region is divided under these two leaders. Saudi and Iran started playing an important role in the geopolitical conflicts in the West Asian region. And one more reason can be the absence of accountable government here. In most of the West Asian countries, a discontent among the people against the government is there. For example, we can see the Arab Spring from Tunisia, which is popularly known as the Jasmine Revolution. This revolution inspired other countries in the region to raise their voice against their governments. And one more problem facing by Syria is presence of ISIS. Now let us see some international relations between Syria and India. Historically, India has good relations with Syria, but India has always taken a neutral stand when it comes to international forums. India has a substantial interest in the field of trade and investment, diaspora, remittance and energy security in the region. Due to Syrian crisis, India had to abandon its oil investments in Syria. India is not heavily dependent on Syria for the oil resources. India is supporting for the immediate ceasefire in Syria in United Nations General Assembly. So for the prelims, please go through the maps of West Asia, the Sinai Peninsula, Golan Heights, Jordan, Israel, etc. Coming to the next article. This article comes under General Studies Paper 2 under International Relations. In dealing with international relations with any country, we have to know that what is the importance of that country with respect to India. Maldives is strategically located in the Indian Ocean, so it is, for security reasons, it is very important for India. For economic cooperation, military cooperation and as well as for SAARC cooperation, Maldives is an important country for India. Maldives is following India First policy. Recently, India and Maldives signed several MOUs. Those are MOUs on conservation and restoration of ancient mosques, MOU on joint terror fighting, and MOU on training equipment supply, joint maritime surveillance, etc. Besides this, India has offered visa facilitation that will allow Maldivians to visit India easily. In 2016, Maldives came out of Commonwealth countries. So, India is now helping Maldives to rejoin in the Commonwealth. The recent visit resulted in the conclusion of 4 agreements relating to cooperation for information technology, culture, agricultural business and visa arrangements. The Indian Navy and Coast Guard will now be able to secure better cooperation from the Maldives for coordinating and patrolling and surveillance in the Indian Ocean. From this article, we will see one more thing, that is IORA, that is Indian Ocean Rim Association. The Indian Ocean Rim Association is formally known as the Indian Ocean Rim Initiative and Indian Ocean Rim Association for Regional Cooperation, that is IORARC. It is an international organization consisting of coastal states of Indian Ocean. The countries are Australia, Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka, Seychelles, Comoros, Iran, Oman, Yemen, UAE, Kenya, Tanzania, Mozambique, South Africa, Madagascar, Mauritius, and in 2014 Somalia also joined. So total 21 countries are there in IORA. This IORA is a regional form which is a tripartite in nature. That means bringing together representatives of government, business and academia for promoting cooperation and close interaction among them. It is based on the principles of open regionalism for strengthening economic cooperation, particularly on trade facilitation and investment promotion as well as social development of the region. The IORA Secretariat is located in Mauritius. The main objectives of the IORA are to promote sustainable growth in the region, to focus on those areas of economic cooperation which provide maximum opportunities for development, shared interest and mutual benefits. And the last one is to promote liberalization, a free and enhanced flow of goods, services, investments and technology within the Indian Ocean Rim countries. Coming to the next article, that is the sinking island of Kerala. This article can be used as a case study when writing in mains answer. This article comes under General Studies Paper 3 under Ecology and Environment, and the subtopic will be the climate change. This Munro Island is located at the confluence of Kallada River and the Ashtamudi Lake in Kerala. This complete article is not relevant, but we will see why the island is sinking. The main reason is a dam constructed in the upper stream of Kallada River, which is nearly 70 kilometers from this island. So the dam is blocking the flow of fresh water. As a result, the sediments also not flowing through the river. The second reason can be the gathering of tides. During the high tides, water is coming into the area, but due to the vegetation blocking, the water is not receding into the sea. The global warming and climate change are also seen as the main forces driving the steady inundation. So, in this regard, for the prelims point of view, we will see some of the important riverine islands and the corresponding rivers. Majuli is the largest riverine island in India and it is located on river Brahmaputra, and Umananda also located on river Brahmaputra. Srirangapatnam, Sivasamudram and Srirangam are the riverine islands of Kaveri river, and Bhavani riverine island is located on Krishna. Munro is on Kallada. Quibble Island is located on Adayar river near Chennai, and Omkareshwar Island is located on Narmada river. This Omkareshwar also known as Shivapuri. So the question of the day: Syria doesn't share border with which of the following countries? All the bordering countries of Syria we have discussed in the video. Please go through once and answer this question. And the second question is, which of the following statements about the National Green Tribunal is correct? It is a statutory body. Tribunal is not bound by the procedure laid down under Code of Civil Procedure. NGT is not empowered to hear issues related to national parks, sanctuaries and tiger reserves. Please answer this question and post your answer in the comment box. These are the main questions of the day. The first question is about IT Act. The second question is about the NITI Aayog SDG India Index. And the third question is about the ocean currents. Try to answer these questions. The model answers will be published in the portal and the videos also available for the model answers. This is our LaExcellence CivilsPrep official website and this is our LaExcellence Telegram channel. Please follow this channel in the Telegram. Thank you.